and then we can put the drivers in that cupboard in there. So I'm going to leave Jack to do the hoovering. Probably going to use some grips, because if not, I'm going to burn my fingers off. Don't do this at home, kids. I'm not doing that. Okay, I don't mind it. We've got no egos here. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are getting on with some LED lighting. So today we are back in a kitchen job that we started a little while ago, and we installed that. So that is a roof lantern, which Steve is here today to be actually fitting the lantern, because we've just got a temporary supply right now. And one of my jobs is we're going to put some colour changing LEDs that are going to go round as uplighters for the mood. So this job, we had a complete new roof put on, which is this guy's done. So he's back today to get on with the actual lantern. So the lantern's going to be all up and running and watertight today. Fingers crossed. So for me, I've got the rest of the downlights to put in. And inside here is we're going to put all the controls for the colour changing LEDs that are going to be via a remote control. So we have got Jack, he is with us, and he is desperate to pass his driving test, which is when?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. So by the time this goes out, we will know ourselves whether this guy is on the roads, and if he is, make sure you wear a crash hat and gum shield at all times. If he is on the road near you, so fingers crossed, good luck for that, Jack. Hopefully he passes, because he is currently riding a motorbike and it is raining today and he's got soaked before he even starts, so unlucky. So one of the jobs that the lads are doing, like I say, they're getting on with the finishing side of things, so that's them, that's their stuff. And for me, I actually came back here and changed the board. So the board has been changed. I'll quickly show you that. So the board was changed a couple of weeks ago. So we've got a couple of circuits in there that we do not know what they are for at all. So how we've left it is that they are not on, not energized, and obviously if the client finds something, because this is a rather large property, if the client finds something that is not working, then they are to let me know and I'll come and test it and make sure we are all good. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed yet, make sure you do. The link is in the corner. Do me an absolute solid. So downlights that we're going to be fitting today are from Bright Source. These are a 10 watt full colour selectable downlights, which we have one here, as if by magic. So let's get on with that job first and get that rattled through. So previously, when we were here, and I wanted to make sure that the customer had some form of light. So what I've done, so on this one, so we'll just drop this down so you can see. So I've already wired in one side of it, which was live, and left the outgoing leg, which then goes round to that light and so on. So all I need to do now is I'm going to do this sort of in reverse. So I'm going to go back. I'll start this one right here. It's going to do this one and then work my way back, get all those mounted up, and then when I energize, well, connect that one and turn them all on. Obviously that'll continue the path. So as for the track light, LED colour changing lights, do you want me to go through that? All right, I'm gonna. Let's go through that. So what we've got is we have got some full colour changing setup here, as you can see. So in here we've got the, I think what was it, it's green, red, blue and white on there. We've got a driver, which is that. We've got a remote control and we've got a small length of cable. Now what we've done, we've already put our cables in, which is this up here. So there's one in that corner and then one in that corner, if I remember rightly, and that leads back into that cupboard. So what we're gonna have to do is do a bit of soldering work as well today, to make sure that all will actually join in, because obviously I didn't have the kit and they don't put a long enough cable to get back down there. We needed to make sure that we've got some form of cable that we can solder onto, which is what we're going to do. But first things first, let's just get these downlights done, out of the way, and that's one job completed. So let's get you on some time lapse. Okay, so that's all the downlights in, so we just need to go and energise them and make sure they're all good. So Jack, as you've seen, has been prepping everything as we go in, speeds things up. The downlights don't take long, in fairness. The longest part of downlight installation really is doing the set out originally, so that was long done. Let's get the power on. So I always like to make a little bit of a test rig to make sure that it's working before we go down the line of installing it all, because if we do, it's going to be a bit of a pain. So we've got our driver, we've got a little flying lead that we've made up and plugged that in over there, and let's turn that on. So we'll just cycle through the colours. Yeah, we're all good. So that being said, so what Jack's about to do, so in the track there's a bit of plaster work that's obviously just dropped down. So Jack's just going to get up and hoover all that out. So part of the next phase for me, because of the type of actual kit this is, which actually helps me out, it means I've only got to do a little bit of soldering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the flying lead, which is down here, so I don't have to use all 5 cores back up there, which actually makes life a lot easier for me. And then we can put the drivers in that cupboard in there. So I'm going to leave Jack to do the hoovering. So we've now got a little bit more ventilation. So Steve has been off and fetched the lantern and took the roof off, which is lovely, which I can then show you a little bit more of the track. So we're now coming on to the, let's just go up. Oh, here he is.
You see the puzzle?
So the puzzle is unfolding. So Steve is getting on with that. So obviously we put a new rubber roof on here, and the last part of this puzzle initially is getting this lantern on, and there is a balustrade, isn't there, going all around, is that right?
It's been ordered.
Yeah, there's a balustrade going all around. There used to be a stone one. Is it a stone one going back on? Oh, there you go, stone one. You might see that, you might not, who knows? Right, let's just show you the track. So we've got our feed coming through, and then what Steve's made is a nice little groove all the way down that we're then going to stick our LED in. So what my plan is now is to get on with some soldering stuff. So what I use for my soldering is a solder-free, lead-free paste, and it looks a little bit surgical, but I find that's actually the best way. So it's got the flux built into it and the actual solder. We use an old solder mate, which is well used, and we're going to solder this onto this. So hopefully you'll be able to see this. So we're going to use the Milwaukee soldering iron. I find that is a decent fit. So what you need to do is make sure that you put some solder paste on this end. Now we're going to leave the cable really long, and the reason behind that is because there's a void that we've created up there. We can push that back in. It's just easier for working. So we're going to solder some ends on so you can get a little bit of pre-tinned, I think it's called. So you can get a little bit of that action going on. Trim the old excess off, and then we're going to use some heat shrink to cover all of the actual cable itself. So the idea is that you will squirt this onto here once it starts going. There you go. And I'll bring you in a bit closer in a second to go through it. Okay, now the annoying thing is that's that's a bit loose. I need to sort that out. So basically this is all, hopefully you can see that. So it's pre-tinned now, so which will help with the soldering process. So I'm just going to tighten that up. Probably going to use some grips, because if not, I'm going to burn my fingers off. Don't do this at home, kids. There you go, tightened up. So what we're now going to use is the old solder mate. Lock that in, and my new end. And we're going to join these together, in theory. What's that?
Cable close.
Yeah, it's fine. What's wrong with you? Just being fussy.
Ready to install.
Good sales pitch. Okay, so that's the first stage done, and I need to get another bit of heat shrink to go over the whole lot, just to sort of tidy it all up. So there we have it. So we've covered all the cables now. There's no single insulated cable on show, and that's ready to get the LED on. So we're now installing all the LED. So it turns out the one kit, excuse the tapping, it's very rude. The boys are putting the glazing in as we speak. So it turns out that one kit should just about get there. Now, the bends, as you might... Tappy, tappy. Hold on. There he is, hiding. The guy tapping away. Look at him, concentration face. So the tight bends, so the way around it, in the kit they supply these. So these are little clamps that essentially clamp down, cut into the actual ribbon itself. Now they can be a little bit hit and miss, and I've already ripped one. So I should show you. So if you see on there, so I've ripped that as I've gone a little bit too tight on a bend, and it's let go. And obviously it doesn't have a continuity path all the way through, so I've had to just replace that. So what we've got now is we're now at the stage where we've got, I've just left it on red at the minute, so I've rigged it up temporary again, same method, just so I can make sure that every bend that we put in is gonna actually make continuity. So I don't think I'm gonna have to use this one. So as you can see down here, so you've got your bend in that's come round, and then what I'm using is these little clips, so you can just see. So these little clips here are what I'm using to hold the tape down. Now the tape comes with a self-adhesive on the back of it, but as you can probably gather with the dust and all the rest of it on there, it won't really stick. So using those, you can put a little dab of silicone at the back of it if you wanted to, but this way it allows the client to be able to undo all those if he wants to in the decorating, or the decorator, whoever does it, and drop them all down. But yeah, so just the last little leg now to do, and we will be getting on with all the controls. So yeah, so it's big progress. Like I say, the lantern's pretty much in, which is a good thing. We're now coming up to the time for sorting out the actual supplies for the LEDs. So we've got our driver here, we've brought our flex in, and we're gonna mount that up somewhere like that. And then I I could wire that directly in because I've got a loop feed to here, and then that'll be fine because it's on a 6 amp anyway, that's okay. But I'm not doing that. I'm going to put in, there's going to be a switch spur that we're going to mount up somewhere like this. Yes, I know I've got a black stuffing gland, but it is what it is. So we're going to mount that up, and then that way we'll label it, and then we've got some form of local isolation for this if we ever needed to. So that's what we're going to do right now. So let's get that mounted up. What we've got here is our twin and earth in to our bottom of our driver. So this is obviously my incoming supply. So that is AC as it comes in, and then obviously when it comes through the other side, it goes into DC for the LEDs. So what we've done, we've looped it round, tightened up our stuffing gland, and now we'll put our fuse connection unit on here, and then that way I can then take control of it. Just in case anything ever went wrong with this, I can isolate it from here, swap these parts out if needed at any given time without interrupting the rest of the power for the entire house. So let's get that fuse spur mounted up. And so essentially we're going to have that on here. These generally come with a 13 amp fuse. We'll swap that out for a 3 amp fuse, which is more than enough what we need right now. So to do that, all we've got to do is flick out the side here, and then our fuse will come out like that, and we'll swap that out for a 3 amp. So it's all wired in, so it's now time to get the fuse in. It's always a good idea to do your checks of your fuse, make sure it's a good one. So we're doing our continuity there, so we know that is all good. We'll get that put in, we'll get the power turned on. So we just need to label that up as well. So we've got this down on here, so we're just with the old label maker. It's just for future reference, makes life a lot easier for people. If it's not me coming back, just go, oh, what's that fuse spur for? What's that transformer there for? And we'll put that on. Very wonky by the looks of it, which is not great, is it? So we've got lantern lights on, and we'll go and do our visual checks. So inside the kitchen, so we've got our remote now. So we've got all the controls on there, so you might not be able to see it very well, but there you have it. So she is on in the red glow all the way around. Not sure whether it will come up better. There's blue on there and green and all sorts of bit of flashing if you want a bit of party mode. But at night, this will look absolutely amazing, in fairness. So, and that's it. Just a tidy up job for me now, but thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do. Link is in the corner. Join this electrical community, and hopefully you've learned a few things. And if you've done it slightly differently, let me know in the comments below. That's okay, I don't mind it. We've got no egos here. But that is it. I am out, and I shall see you on the next one.